waves are traveling in their terrific speed in their axis in the shape of an egg. Sound, as we speak, does not travel in waves. It travels in a bubble. And when that bubble crashes against a medium, then the waves come out. And that's how we perceive sound. But that bubble is an egg. Your body gives off an aura, an electromagnetic energy. And it is shaped like an egg. So what does that tell you about the creative force that wielded that egg? We know that eggs are only possessed by females. And when you look in life, all nature produces that egg. So we have a misconception. A lot of men say, I shot my seed. But this sperm cell is not the seed. The seed is the actual egg. You see what I'm saying to you? So we're now living in the return of the great mother. And this is why you see nature is fighting back right now. The planet Earth is totally oppressed. The skies are polluted. The waters are polluted. The vegetation is polluted. The mineral kingdom is polluted. And all sentient life beings, you got 8.4 million living entities on the planet Earth. And no matter if they're insect, fish, dog, cat, black, purple, or white, people are being oppressed. And when you're living in that, and see, this is what people don't understand. This universe has a consciousness. Consciousness permeates this whole universe. And so when we're living in a time where everything is being oppressed, what do you think is going to happen? Mother Nature, the great mother, has to cleanse herself of this filth. You see? So this is why we're starting to see a lot of tornadoes. We're starting to see animals just like birds falling out the sky. Fish dying. Just dying.
Yeah.
The great mother in the form of Kali, Sekhmet. That's her name, Sekhmet and Kali. Two different, I'll talk about that in a minute, but she comes to destroy. She comes to destroy ego, and she comes to destroy the filth and garbage that's going on the planet. And all of the low-frequency vampires on this planet, they know what's going on. The people that are trying to keep things the way it is, because they know their time is up.
Yeah.
They want to keep the planet on a low frequency. They want to keep people thinking material, bling, bling. They want you to think bling, bling. You see what I'm saying to you? Instead of thinking spiritually. So in the age of Kali, where people are more materialistic than they are spiritual, this is the age, the end of the age. In all of the scripture books, this is what they were talking about. The end of the world is the end of world systems. Doesn't mean the end of life. Life is infinite. But it means the end of world systems. And so now the masculine energy that has been running rampant on the planet is now coming to its end. And we're in now, as we come into the age of Aquarius, we are coming into the age of the Great Mother. And she destroys that low frequency, those that are on point and on plan, cleansing themselves, doing the work, meditation, being in harmony with nature, they are ascending and picking up higher frequencies. They call me the general because I am a man, first of all, and I'm a soldier in the movement of the Great Mother. I make no apologies. I don't care who comes in my contact. I am at war to bring the feminine energy back to its proper place, to put our mothers and our sisters and our daughters and our lovers and our wives back on the throne. Sekhmet is a deity from out of ancient Kemet, Egypt. She comes in the form of a lioness, and she is known as the Great Destroyer. She cares not about whether you're black, white, or candy stripe. She cares whether you're right or wrong. So it's about getting in truth, being in truth, because when she comes to destroy ego. but she is also all loving and all kind. Because in the destruction of that which is the low frequency, it's an upliftment of the higher frequencies, those that have been subjugated and those that have been oppressed and downtrodden. They will now receive their justice and come in tune with heaven, as long as they're in tune with what's going on. You see what I'm saying? And Kali Ma, so you have Sekhmet in ancient Egypt, you have Kali Ma in the Indus Kush Valley, the Indus Kush Valley, which is India. Okay? And they are virtually the same deity. So in India, you will see she is called the black goddess, because the word Kali means black. And they call her Kali Ma. Now, before her name was Kali, she was just simply called Ma. You see, and she is the great mother. And she's one of the most kindest deities there is. But when you look at her, she looks very vicious. She's got her tongue out, and it's red, and she's got these necklaces of all these heads that she done chopped off. And she has a man under her foot, a white man under her foot. And he has a drum in his hand. He has to calm her down. So what it means is that she comes to destroy. Here's my interpretation. She is here to destroy male patriarchy, because the male principle goes unchecked. It can destroy things. So the man must learn how to tame the masculine energy by getting in tune and resonating with that feminine energy in him. Man must find the feminine energy in himself. Because when you left to his devices of masculinity, he lords over the planet. And that is the problem with what's going on today. Man has become the all-powerful Lord of the entire universe, and that's why you see all of this horrific stuff that's going on. It is so important to get the black woman back to thinking on the level of a god, because she possessed the Stargate. And the one who possesses the Stargate brings the new souls in.
Ooh.
So she has to begin to resonate her mind so that she can imprint the minds of the new souls that are coming in, so that they would have a faster memory of themselves when they get here. You see what I'm saying? Otherwise, we're going to continue to produce Snoop Doggy dogs. And that's not what we want. We want the return of Nat Turners. We want the return of Imhoteps. We want the return of our gods and goddesses back on the planet. The black man who respects the black woman, who is not afraid and not ashamed to hold her up in reverence. Those are real men. Not the one who wants to lord over everything and beat on his chest talking about, oh, well, I'm the man. No, you don't have to do that, because real black women recognize kings. Our job is to protect that woman. That's what we do. Give her the throne. There's no one more worthy than the throne than the woman. She is the Stargate. And if you want to bring back the souls into this planet that's going to help us get back in power, then that means we have to empower our women so that they can empower the new souls.
And now time reference. Remember I sent around the drawing of the ages and talked about each age being 312,000 years. This complete circle represents an age. Each age has a prevailing energy. So there's sort of this, nature has a way of ordering everything for us. So we go from a masculine to a feminine, masculine, feminine, and so forth. Well, in the age of the planet, the 4 seasons around, each season being 26,000 years, we followed the masculine, feminine, as we went through these phases. Coming through the next 4 seasons, we maintained our sequence, but as we came back around and entered into the 12th season, all right, the end of an age, which is what we've just come through, the end of an age, the masculine did not give way to the feminine. So we went into a season out of balance. And before we exit the season, which remember I talked about right now, being in the space between the two, the 24th and 25th age, before we exit the season, the feminine must regain the season. Now, let's not think of this, sometimes people get hung up on it in terms of the man-woman kind of thing. That's not what I'm talking about, although it does play out that way. I'm talking about energy. Masculine energy being doer energy, feminine energy being receiver energy. The times right now with all the energy coming forward onto the planet is a time to be in what? Receivership. You know, and that's why when we talk about the opposing energy led by Mars, this opposing energy is trying to hold on to this control because it was that same configuration that led us into this season, right? So it's trying to hold on there. Now, how that plays out here on the second level chakra. In the mythology of Now Time that talks about the union of the sun and the moon and the birthing of Mother Earth, when we went out of balance, the core of the earth, which is symbolic of the heart of the mother, was encased in an 8-pointed cube. Now, isn't it interesting now that cube is opening? Okay? It was placed in this 8-pointed cube, and around the cube was the jackal, was a masculine energy. And the purpose of the jackal wasn't to protect what was in here. The purpose of the jackal was to prevent the knowledge of the feminine from coming forward, so that we could maintain this imbalance, so that the doer energy could prevail. Now, unchecked by the feminine, what that has led us to is to a point where, as human beings, the thought prevails that we, and I use that term, I don't know if I really want to say we, but nevertheless, where we can co-create with God. Now, I'm not talking about the co-creation that comes out of us understanding our divinity from within. I'm talking about where we can manipulate the elements, the chemicals, physiology, and everything else, and duplicate and clone life. And in that, that's like the ultimate of the imbalance. Now, in the masculine and feminine, this space right here on the Now Time drawings is here, the second level chakra. And we have the same battle going on between the masculine and feminine. Now here, when this was encased, they call that the mother has been raped so much that now that's why we're at a point where she has to heal or destruct. And that's why they say the mother will heal, the planet will heal. Well, within us, as these gateways, these cubes are pulling apart in this awakening, this is starting to break down. Jackal's not being effective anymore. You can't contain the feminine. The feminine is really escalating. Not just the feminine that's expressed through women, but even the feminine that's expressed through men. And men are really, if you're a real man, then get with that feminine side. Understand that receivership that has to balance out the doer energy. So as this process, if this is breaking away, then within the womb space, now let's think about the second chakra level area in terms of Now Time reference, why this is so important. This is the point of exchange with the universe. This is where the soul, that light body out there, that light being out there that makes their journey onto the earth, this is where they choose to come into physical form and be nurtured and protected to the place where they're ready to come out and to be into the world. So this is one of the most sacred spaces in the body. It is the point of exchange with the universe. In Now Time, when the mythology of Now Time came forward in doing trance work with Kurt, one of the things that was said is that women bear witness to what happened to the mother. That our experience brings us very close to the experiences of the raping of the mother. And that we bear that.